Hey guys, welcome back to Cody Harris Aviation. Today we're going to talk a little bit about private pilot privileges, limitations, as well as recent flight experience. If you'd like to look this up yourself in the FARs, which I highly would recommend to get all the exact details about it, you can find it in FAR 61.57. Alright, first off, if the private pilot privileges are you can fly solo or with passengers in day or night conditions, and in any class of airspace with the exception of Class A or Class Alpha airspace, which requires the addition of an instrument rating on your certificate. Next, we have the limitations on the pilot certificate. You cannot take compensation unless it's considered incidental to your employment, i.e. if you work in law enforcement, you can fly helicopters and be paid for your time, because your primary job is as a law enforcement officer and not as a pilot. However, if you want to fly tours, your primary job is as a pilot. Also, there's an exception to the no compensation if you're doing charity flights that meet certain requirements. Alright, next we have recent flight experience requirements. You must have had a flight review within the last 24 calendar months. An example of what that would be in real life terms is, let's say you did a flight review on January 2nd of 2015. Your next flight review would be required February 1st of 2017. So you're good not only to the date in the same months 2 years later, you're good for the entirety of the month in which you did your flight review 2 years prior. Alright, next we have some other currency requirements. You must have done 3 takeoffs and 3 landings in the last 90 days in the same category, class, and type of aircraft if a type certificate is required. I'm going to use the Robinson R22 and R44 helicopters here as an example. In this example, they specifically require that you do these takeoffs and landings in the R22 or R44 respectively for these day or night flights carrying passengers. Carrying passengers or pilot in command situations as well. In order for these 3 takeoffs and 3 landings to count, you must be the sole manipulator of the flight controls during these flights. Doesn't mean you have to be alone in the helicopter, although you can have a flight instructor. But as long as you're the one doing these takeoffs and landings, that meets the requirements. So for the purpose of day and night currency, nighttime starts 1 hour after sunset and ends 1 hour before sunrise. And the other half of the day, you'd have to do your takeoffs and landings for daytime currency. One last thing. So currency requirements, at least for this part, can be done in an approved flight simulator. And the details on what approved means is in FAR 61.57. Alright, that's all guys. See you next Thursday.